The first sound was a laugh. Not mine, not his, my father's. Sharp, cruel, the kind that slices before it reaches the ears. I felt it before I understood it, like someone tightening a fist around my ribs. The microphone in his hand, the guests turning, the chandelier light trembling across their glasses. "Raise your glass," he said, "to the daughter who finally found someone desperate enough to marry her." Another laugh, several this time. A ripple of amusement at my expense. I didn't move, I didn't blink. I just watched his mouth curl with pride at his own punchline. But beside me, my fiancé didn't laugh. He didn't smile. He didn't even pretend. Instead, he leaned toward me, barely an inch, and whispered, almost gently, "It's time." Then he walked toward the projector, and my breath froze. Because I wasn't supposed to reveal anything today. He was. The betrayal hadn't come loudly. It never does. It began months earlier, with a message on my father's phone, one I only saw because he left it face up on the kitchen table. "Meet me again tomorrow. Same time. Don't forget the picture." No name, no emojis, no explanation. Just a familiar unease rising in me, the way it used to when I was a child and he'd disappear for hours without saying a word. I told myself it was nothing, a business meeting, a careless phrasing, a misunderstanding. But the next morning, he came home smelling like someone else's perfume. And that wasn't unfamiliar. For a while, I tried to pretend I didn't notice. A wedding requires optimism, hope, things I'd never learned naturally, but tried to fake for the sake of a future I thought I deserved. Still, something kept scraping against my mind. A shift in his tone whenever my fiancé's name came up. The way he watched me, not with love, but with measurement. And worst, the late-night phone calls that went silent the moment I walked into the room. A father hiding things was nothing new. But hiding something connected to my wedding? That was different. And I felt it, deep in the place where instincts live, far beneath reason. So I watched, quietly, strategically. Phone records, deleted messages, financial transactions that didn't match his schedule. He didn't notice. He never noticed me unless I disappointed him. I found photos next. Images he thought he'd hidden. A woman, younger, familiar, too familiar. My mother's sister, my aunt. And suddenly everything clicked. The late anger, the bitterness, the strange smugness every time he talked about the wedding. He wasn't losing a daughter, he was afraid of losing control. I kept digging, DNA tests, dates, timelines, until the truth surfaced like something rotten finally forced to the air. I wasn't his biological daughter. My mother had known. He had known. Only I had been kept in the dark. 29 years of being treated like a disappointment because I wasn't even his to begin with. He hated the reminder. And the wedding? It threatened something for him because my fiancé, unbeknownst to him, had found out too. The results arrived 2 weeks before the wedding. Documents, proof, everything laid bare in black and white. I didn't cry. Grief requires love, and I'd run out of that a long time ago. I handed the papers to him at breakfast. His face crumpled, then hardened, then cracked open with panic. But I said nothing. Silence hurts more. He begged, denied, explained, accused. Still, I didn't speak. Not because I was shocked, but because I wanted him to feel the emptiness he'd carved into me. My fiancé stood by me during all of it, quiet, observing, calculating. He asked me one question: "Do you want the world to know, or just him?" I looked at my father, and I knew. And now, here we were. My father laughing into the microphone, certain of his power, and my fiancé opening a video on the projector, certain it was over. The first image hit the screen. My father's face. My aunt's face. Timestamps, messages, money transfers, the DNA report. Gasps filled the room like a rising tide. My father froze. He tried to speak, but my fiancé raised his hand, calm, steady. "No," he said softly. "Let her speak." I didn't move toward the microphone. I didn't need to. I met my father's eyes across the room, and in one quiet, measured sentence, I ended it. "Be grateful I only exposed the truth, not what you did to me." He broke, right there, in front of everyone. People talk about closure like it's soft, warm, forgiving. It isn't. Closure is cold, detached, a door you shut without flinching. As we left the venue, hand in hand, I felt nothing for the man collapsing behind me. Not anger, not grief, just freedom. And the last thought I allowed myself was simple. You can't destroy someone who finally stopped caring.